Have you ever wondered why your legs feel weaker as the years go by? Even though you try to eat healthily and stay active, you're not alone. Many older adults believe that all fruits are good for health. After all, they're natural, right? But here's the surprising truth that few talk about. Not all fruits are beneficial for seniors, especially those over 60. In fact, some fruits may be silently destroying the strength of your legs, contributing to pain, inflammation, and even making walking difficult. The foods we consume directly affect the health of our muscles, joints, nerves, and blood circulation, especially in the legs. And for seniors, the wrong fruits can make the difference between a strong, mobile life and one filled with pain, weakness, and dependence. It's time to discover the 7 worst fruits that every older adult should avoid and understand exactly how they can harm the health of your legs. Before we begin, if you haven't subscribed yet, I suggest you press that button and activate the bell so you never miss a health tip made especially for you. If you like this video, write a 1 in the comments. If not, write a 0 to let me know how I could make better content for you. Pineapple, the silent trigger of inflammation. Many older adults believe pineapple is a healing fruit, often praised for its enzyme bromelain, which is said to aid digestion and inflammation. But what most people over 60 don't know is that this tropical fruit can silently become a serious enemy for your legs, especially if consumed frequently. The truth is hidden beneath its sweetness. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive to natural sugars and acidic compounds, both present in large amounts in pineapple. When these sugars flood your system, they cause spikes in blood sugar levels, which over time damage the small blood vessels that nourish your legs. The same vessels that keep your calf muscles strong, your knees flexible, and your feet firm. This isn't about energy. It's about inflammation and how sugar and acid ignite a storm inside an older adult's body. What starts as slight discomfort in the thighs or a dull pain in the knees may seem innocent, but for many older adults, daily pineapple snacks slowly create a persistent inflammatory state, especially in those already dealing with arthritis, joint stiffness, or poor circulation. You might feel more swollen in the ankles, standing may seem harder, your legs may tire more quickly, and that's not just aging. That's an even more concerning reaction. The bromelain in pineapple can interfere with medications commonly used by older adults, such as blood thinners, worsening inflammation, and even increasing bruising or leg weakness. The effects may be subtle at first, which is why it's so dangerous. You think you're making a healthy choice, but unknowingly, you're feeding the fire within your joints. So, the next time you take a slice of pineapple, ask yourself, is this fruit really helping my body, or is it holding me back? But pineapple is just the beginning. What if I told you that one of the most popular fruits for muscles could be draining your energy bite by bite? Let's talk about bananas. If you're still watching and find these tips useful, please comment a 1 below to let me know you're with me. Bananas, the muscle imposter. For decades, bananas have been praised as the ideal fruit for muscle support, especially for their potassium content. Many older adults believe they're a daily staple, a soft, easy-to-digest snack that seems perfect for aging bodies. But what if I told you that this familiar yellow fruit could be undermining the strength you're trying to protect? As we age, the body's ability to process sugar and starch changes. Bananas, especially ripe ones, are rich in natural sugars and fast-burning carbohydrates that quickly turn into glucose. When that sugar enters your bloodstream, it not only boosts energy but triggers insulin spikes that, over time, contribute to insulin resistance, weight gain around the legs and stomach, and, worst of all, weaken circulation in the lower extremities. This means less oxygen and fewer nutrients reach your leg muscles, making them tire faster, recover more slowly, and weaken with each passing week. You might notice that your legs feel heavy after meals, that there's a sensation of tightness in your calves, or that you experience strange pain when climbing stairs. It's subtle at first, but over time it increases, especially if bananas are part of your daily routine. And unlike younger bodies, the senior body doesn't recover immediately. With age, even choices that seem healthy, like bananas, can become silent saboteurs. What's even more alarming is how bananas can increase water retention in some older adults, especially those with heart problems. That fluid accumulates in the ankles and feet, causing swelling that makes movement painful and balance more difficult. You're not just tired, you're overloaded. We've been told that bananas give us energy, but maybe it's time to ask, is that energy real or just a quick burst before the fall? And if bananas, which have always been considered a safe fruit, are silently harming your legs, imagine what small grapes could be doing to your joints and feet. Let's take a closer look. Grapes, a small fruit with a big inflammatory impact. At first glance, grapes seem harmless, even comforting. They're soft, bite-sized, and often associated with heart health and longevity. Many older adults keep them on the counter or in the refrigerator, thinking they're making a light, healthy choice. But behind that sweet skin hides a silent danger, one that can slowly devour the strength of your legs, your mobility, and your daily comfort without making a sound. The danger lies in fructose, the natural sugar that gives grapes their addictive sweetness. Unlike glucose, which your body uses for energy, fructose is processed in the liver, where it's more likely to turn into fat and uric acid. For older adults, this can quickly become a problem, especially if you're already dealing with joint pain, stiffness, or fatigue in the lower body. When uric acid builds up, it settles in the joints, and it doesn't take much to trigger an attack. Gout, one of the most painful conditions for aging legs and feet, often begins with a seemingly innocent indulgence, a small bowl of grapes. But the result can be devastating. Swelling, burning, and sharp pain in the toes, ankles, or knees, often at night when you're trying to rest. Even without gout, high fructose fruits like grapes amplify inflammation. And for an older body already under stress, that inflammation is like pouring gasoline on a still-burning fire. What makes grapes even more deceptive is how easy they are to overeat. You don't need a large portion, just a handful here, a few while watching TV, some with breakfast, and the sugar quickly adds up. The effects won't be noticed immediately, but over time, your legs start to tell the story. Stiff joints, tight calves, slower movement, and growing pain that no one else can see, but that you feel every time you try to get up from a chair. So if something as small and sweet as grapes can have such a big impact, what about fruits that seem refreshing but hide even more sugar? You'd be surprised by the truth about watermelon. If you're still watching and finding these details valuable, please comment a 1 below to let me know you're here. Watermelon, nostalgic but harmful. Watermelon reminds us of summer picnics, childhood joy, and the simple pleasure of a fresh, juicy slice on a hot day. For many older adults, it seems like the perfect fruit, full of refreshing water and easy on the teeth. But beneath that sweetness lies a harsh truth. Watermelon may be silently working against the strength of your legs, and the worst part is, you might not even realize it. The problem isn't just the sugar, it's how quickly that sugar floods your system. Watermelon has one of the highest glycemic indexes among fruits, meaning it causes a rapid spike in blood sugar. For older adults, especially those facing prediabetes, diabetes, or slow circulation, that spike isn't just a number, it's a warning sign. When blood sugar rises too quickly, inflammation follows, and your lower extremities, already more vulnerable with age, begin to suffer the consequences. You might notice that your legs feel strangely tired after meals, or that a light walk leaves your calves sore. This isn't just aging. It's often the sugar rushing through your bloodstream, causing oxidative stress and straining the delicate nerves and blood vessels that keep your legs moving. Even worse, the body responds to excess sugar by retaining fluids. And where does that fluid go? Into the soft tissues, your ankles, your knees, your feet, all places where movement starts to hurt and stairs begin to feel steeper than they used to. Watermelon doesn't deceive because it tastes light, but behaves like candy in the body. For those over 60, whose systems process sugar more slowly and recover less effectively. It can silently accelerate the loss of mobility. A slice here, a few cubes there, and soon your legs are telling you something's not right. But if watermelon, a fruit mostly made of water, can cause so much trouble, what about fruits that are full of acid and claim to boost your immune system? The next one on the list might surprise you. It's probably sitting in your refrigerator right now. Oranges. Oranges, the acidic attack on joints. Oranges have long been celebrated as a symbol of health, packed with vitamin C, associated with cold prevention, and often recommended as part of a balanced diet. Many older adults start their day with a glass of orange juice, believing they're doing something good for their bodies. But as comforting as this habit may be, the truth is much more complicated and much more dangerous for aging legs and joints than most people realize. Behind their bright color and acidic taste, oranges contain a high concentration of citric acid, a compound that, in excess, can irritate inflammation in the body, particularly in the joints. For older adults already living with arthritis, bursitis, or general joint sensitivity, this acid can act like sandpaper on already fragile cartilage. The result is slowly advancing stiffness in your knees when you wake up, discomfort in your hips that persists all day, that familiar feeling that your legs lock up after sitting too long. It's subtle until it isn't. But acid isn't the only problem. Oranges, and especially orange juice, are also high in natural sugars that, when consumed frequently, begin to disrupt your body's insulin balance. This can lead to systemic inflammation that not only attacks the joints, but affects the muscles, blood vessels, and connective tissues, especially in the lower body. Over time, older adults may notice not just joint pain, but also reduced range of motion, swelling around the knees or ankles, and increasing instability when walking or standing. It's easy to assume that a fruit so fresh and familiar couldn't be harmful, but the body at 60, 70, and beyond doesn't recover like it used to. The same orange that once energized you may now be slowing you down. And if this common breakfast fruit is silently wearing down your joints, imagine what an apparently healthy green apple might be doing, especially one that bites back harder than you think. Green apples, a hidden source of leg pain. Green apples carry an image of purity and health. Their crisp texture and tart flavor often attract those seeking a cleaner fruit, something less sugary, something refreshing. For many older adults, a green apple a day seems like a wise, responsible choice. But few realize that beneath that shiny skin hides a tough combination of acidity and sugar that can silently undermine the strength and comfort of your legs. What makes green apples particularly concerning is their high malic acid content, a natural compound that can be hard for aging digestive systems to process. While malic acid is sometimes praised for its energizing support, in large amounts or when consumed frequently, it can trigger inflammation, especially in those already suffering from arthritis or fibromyalgia. That inflammation doesn't just settle in the stomach. It can radiate into the hips, thighs, knees, and even the feet, creating pain, burning, or stiffness that seems to come from within the muscles themselves. But it's not just the acid. Green apples also contain natural sugars. For older adults with slower metabolisms and reduced insulin sensitivity, even small amounts of sugar can cause fluctuations in blood sugar levels. These fluctuations interfere with circulation and, over time, reduce the flow of oxygen to the legs, leaving behind calf fatigue, a sense of weakness when climbing stairs, or deep pain after short walks. And since green apples are often eaten raw, on an empty stomach, or as a snack, the effects can be even more intense. You might not associate your daily apple with nighttime leg cramps or morning stiffness, but when the body starts sending silent signals, it's time to listen. Pain is never random. It's often a response to something we thought was safe. So if something as seemingly harmless as a green apple can cause so much discomfort, wait until you hear about the tropical fruit that's been praised for its sweetness, but is silently flooding your joints with sugar. Mango, the sugar bomb in your joints. You can't deny the pleasure of a ripe mango. Its golden pulp, sweet fragrance, and creamy texture often bring back memories of warmer days and family gatherings. For many older adults, mango feels like a tropical escape, a treat to enjoy guilt-free. But beneath that sweet softness lies one of the most concentrated sources of natural sugar in the fruit world. And for aging bodies, especially your legs and joints, that sweetness comes at a high price. A single mango can contain over 45 grams of sugar, more than a standard can of soda. This level of sugar causes a rapid spike in blood glucose, and while your younger self might have handled it easily, the senior body doesn't respond the same way. With age, insulin function slows down and sugar lingers in the bloodstream longer, leading to significant inflammation, especially in soft tissues like the knees, ankles, and hips. What follows is a sensation of heaviness in the legs, uncomfortable swelling around the feet, and a loss of muscle endurance that can leave you breathless after walking even short distances. Even more concerning, mango sugar can irritate nerve endings, particularly in people with diabetes or early neuropathy. That burning sensation in your feet at night, the tingling in your toes, it might not just be aging, it could be that healthy fruit you ate after dinner. And because mango tastes light and fresh, it's easy to overeat. You won't notice, but your body keeps score, and your legs, the very limbs that carry your independence, are the first to suffer. So before you take that next mango, smoothie, or bowl of tropical fruit, ask yourself, is the sweetness worth the slow, steady damage it leaves behind? Because while these 7 fruits may surprise you, the real danger lies in how they accumulate over time, often without a single warning. What should older adults eat instead? When we discover that the fruits we trusted may have been silently working against us, it's natural to feel frustrated, even betrayed. But knowledge is power, and with it comes the opportunity to change, to choose more wisely, and to give our bodies what they truly need in this sacred chapter of life. Because aging isn't about giving up. It's about learning to live better, with purpose, clarity, and care. For older adults, especially those feeling the aches of time settling into their legs, the solution isn't to abandon fruit altogether. Instead, it's about choosing fruits that heal, not harm, those that nourish without overloading your system, that support circulation, ease inflammation, and give you the strength to stand, walk, and move freely again. Start with berries, the true anti-inflammatory power of nature. Blueberries, raspberries, and blackberries are rich in antioxidants, low in sugar, and gentle on your blood sugar. They work silently in the background, protecting your cells, calming inflamed joints, and improving circulation, especially to the lower extremities. Cherries, in moderation, offer similar relief, particularly for those struggling with gout or arthritis. Their compounds help reduce uric acid and decrease flare-ups that can steal your mobility without warning. Then there's the quiet strength of avocado. Creamy, satisfying, and full of healthy fats that cushion your joints and reduce internal swelling. Unlike sugary fruits, avocados help regulate insulin, keeping energy levels stable throughout the day. They don't spike you, they support you. Papaya is also a gentle ally. Its enzymes aid digestion, its vitamins soothe inflammation, and its texture is easy on the aging digestive tract. For those tired of hard fruits and acidic bites, papaya offers calm, comfort, and energy. Even pears, when consumed in moderation and paired with protein or fiber, can provide gentle sweetness without the crash, helping your body, not burdening it. At this stage of life, your food should work with you, not against you. Every bite is a choice toward strength or away from it, toward clearer mornings and easier steps, and toward the kind of peace that comes from knowing your body is being cared for, not just fed. And it all starts with the fruit you choose to keep and the ones you finally decide to let go. Final reflections from one older adult to another. As someone who has walked many miles through life, through complication, through healing, through seasons of strength and seasons of pain, I want to speak to you not as an expert, but as someone who understands. Aging isn't easy. No one prepares you for the silent battles, the stiffness creeping into your knees, the tired legs that ache after doing so little, the fear that one day you won't be able to move like you used to. But if there's one thing age has taught me, it's this. We are never too old to choose differently, to choose better. We've been told that fruit is good for us. We grew up with the food pyramid with doctors and neighbors saying, eat your fruit. It keeps you healthy. And for the most part, that was true when we were younger, when our bodies were faster, stronger, and more forgiving. But now, in our 60s, 70s, 80s, even our 90s, our bodies speak more softly, and we need to listen more carefully. The 7 fruits we've explored today aren't bad in the way junk food is. But for us, for aging legs, sensitive joints, and slower systems, they can silently steal what matters most: our strength, our balance, our ability to walk without pain. And for older adults, walking is everything. It's independence. It's dignity. It's freedom. You don't have to overhaul your entire diet overnight, but you can start gently letting go of what no longer serves you. Replace the sweetness that inflames with the nutrition that heals. Choose fruits that give energy without draining your body. Be mindful of how you feel after eating, not just what tastes good in the moment, but what your legs, your back, your energy tell you an hour later. That awareness is wisdom, and at our age, wisdom is one of our greatest tools. If you're reading this and feeling a little overwhelmed, take a deep breath. You haven't failed. You haven't done anything wrong. This isn't about guilt. It's about gaining clarity, about taking small, powerful steps toward a stronger, steadier you. Your journey doesn't end because you're aging. In many ways, this is where the most intentional, most meaningful chapter begins. So from one older adult to another, I urge you, protect your legs, protect your health, protect your future by being mindful of what you feed your body. You deserve to move well. You deserve tomorrow without pain. You deserve to enjoy the years ahead, walking tall and doing so with grace. Because it's not just about living longer, it's about living stronger. And that choice starts today with every bite. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's help each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with a 1. If not, feel free to comment with a 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.